Not everyone knows exactly where to draw the line and how to make a good, healthy budget for themselves. That's why the 50-30-20 rule of budgeting has been popular for years. Welcome back to another video on the channel, guys. And today we are looking at budgeting for beginners. Number 10. What is the 50-30-20 rule? The 50-30-20 rule is a popular budgeting method that can be used while you are preparing a monthly budget. It helps you to align all of your spending habits along with your savings. Budgets are not just meant to help you see how you're going to pay your bills, but will actually give you more insight and help you learn more about yourself and how you handle your own money. The rule serves as a great tool that will help you diversify your financial profile by reaching dynamic saving goals, while at the same time helping you foster some good financial health, which is something everyone should do. If you find that your budget has not been working for you or you want to learn how to budget better, then it would be a great idea to try it. Number 9. Where did this rule come from? The 50-30-20 rule actually comes from Senator Elizabeth Warren. She was a former law professor at Harvard, and she is the one who first coined the term along with her daughter Amelia Warren Tyagi. The two of them wrote a book together titled All Your Worth, The Ultimate Lifetime Money Plan, which featured this rule and how it could be applied. It was initially meant to act as a rule of thumb that could be followed by the average working class person, and families who didn't know how to start on their budgeting and wanted to get a hold of their finances. The reason why this rule became so popular was probably because it was so simple to understand and highly relatable for the working class. This proved to be a great way for people to know how much they were bringing in and what they were spending on, so they could prioritize and handle their money more efficiently. Number 8. How do you use the rule for your budget? The beauty of this rule lies in its simplicity. It does not involve any complex calculations and is quite flexible, as it even makes room for money that you can spend on things you want. Here is how you will use the rule when you are preparing your budget. Calculate your monthly income. That is your main source of income plus whatever else you are earning from your other sources, if any. This is the income that you will be receiving after any taxes. Calculate what your spending threshold is going to be for each of the categories. You can multiply each of the categories, like 0.50 into the amount for needs, 0.30 into the amount for wants, and 0.20 into the amount for savings. This should give you an idea of how much you should ideally be spending within each category. After you arrive at these numbers, start to plan your budget accordingly around these. Fill in monthly expenses, anticipated expenses, and tally them to see where you stand, with how much you should be spending and what you are actually going to spend as per your budget. Make necessary changes. Cut out some things if you feel they are too much or unnecessary. This rule will give you a good idea of what expenses are unnecessary and what you should be prioritizing. It will help you set some small goals for yourself and help you achieve those monthly targets. Last, track your income and expenses for the month and make sure you are sticking to the budget that you have set. Keep coming back to the budget to check in with yourself and see that you are staying true to the budget and not exceeding any thresholds or caps that you set. Let's take a look at each category more closely. Number 7. What to do with the 50%. This is the biggest chunk of your money, and most likely you will be putting this towards your needs. Your needs are things that you simply cannot avoid or do without, and these will rank very high in your budget. They will include things like your rent or mortgage, groceries, internet bills, electricity bills, water bills, etc. These are expenses that you simply cannot do away with, and that's what takes up most of your money. Number 6. Where to spend the 30%. This portion of the budget can be considered as your play money. This is the disposable income that you have to use for your wants. As much as you would like to cut down on spending, it is possible that you will come across something that you want. It could be as small as a packet of donuts or something like a new dress. But whatever it is, a healthy budget should always allow for some room so that you can treat yourself. After all, you have earned the money, and there is no point if you cannot enjoy it, albeit within certain limits. This is money that you don't need to spend, and can easily save this as well. But it is always recommended to treat yourself at least a little. Number 5. How do you use the 20%? When it comes to the 20%, though it's the smallest category, it might just be the most important. Once you're done with your bills and needs and made some room for spending money on things you want, it is also important that you are saving a portion of your money. Even if it's only 20%, it's still better than nothing. How you choose to save and invest this money is up to you, but the point is that you must dedicate at least 20% of your money to invest it, so that your money can grow. This will help you achieve your more long-term financial goals. And this is a healthy habit to practice when it comes to your finances. Number 4. Benefits of the rule. The benefits of this rule are quite obvious, because of its simplicity and how easy it makes it to start out your budget. It will also cause a change in attitude. You will be trained to approach the budget from a different angle. and be able to set financial goals for yourself that you probably never even considered before. It'll set you on the path to achieving financial freedom and a personal shift in your thinking, which is probably the biggest benefit. Number 3. Some drawbacks to the rule. This might not be a rule that is applicable to everyone, especially those from very low income groups who are struggling to live from paycheck to paycheck. Also, relying on this rule alone, with taking 20% of your income as your savings, might not be good enough for those who have their minds set on bigger goals for their retirement. This has to be modified over time, and is meant to be a rule to help you budget, but it's not always possible to apply this rule. Number 2. Comparison with other rules. When you compare the 50-30-20 rule to something like the 80-20 rule, the differences are pretty clear. In the latter, the only distinct categories are your expenditure and savings. But the two categories are very broad, and if you think about it, it doesn't really teach much or even consider the two different types of expenditures. That is, the needs and wants. Another rule is the 70-20-10 rule, which is basically the same as this one, but here the savings amount to only 10%, which in the grand scheme of things is really not enough. Number 1. Just a starting point. One must remember that rules like this are just a rule of thumb, and a mere starting point. This is probably not a rule you will follow all throughout your life because you might not have the same financial condition forever. The goal here is to have a sort of blueprint around which you can work your budget, while at the same time being mindful of where you spend your hard-earned money, and how you can tailor your spending habits to achieve your financial goals. And with that being said, it's time to end our video. But before that, we want to know what you think of the 50-30-20 rule. How do you budget? You know what to do. See you in the comments section. We hope you enjoyed the video. Consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.